Well, this is a kind of a prototype. There's a couple of things wrong with it. You probably wouldn't see it, but a couple of things. But this is the first one, and it's a trial, and worked.
Right.
So it's grand.
Just sit over in it there, Jimmy. I'm just videoing this, all right? So again, just to tell me, you've made these up out of, yourself and JJ made these up out of, I say, these are real upcycling bits and pieces. So you can see here, folks, all the pallets that we've been working with. Yeah. And also, if I just go up on this, there's these panels here. So these are all residue of a company's work around here. So in the main shed here, we've managed to bring all these together. And you can see that the sides of this chair, right, so the sides of this chair come from those panels. Yeah. And then the top, just these elements here, Jimmy, just tell me, just point out to me what piece of material come from what. So the side panels come from
this is a block supply that come from.
Yeah, so that's the block supply that just showed over there. And so
this is the pallet.
So again, what happens with these pallets is we're stripping these pallets down. I mean, JJ and Jimmy be doing, you can see underneath here how all these have been broken down. Yeah, and it's a big job of denailing these, obviously, which is why we have this little denailing gun. I'll just show you here. So we have this little denailing gun. It's a hydraulic unit, an airlock that punches out the nails. And then the other thing is that we've been able to use this planing machine here. So the planer here, once the nails are all gone out of it, it allows us to move bits of...
well, you can come along here.
Yeah, but these are dirty looking ones there. That's what comes out of the pallets.
But before it's planed, yeah. That's before it's planed.
Yeah, so I know that's before it's planed, but then you come up here. Have you any planed pieces there?
Well, here, yeah.
All right, so you can see how clean. Just show me one of them, Jim. So see how clean they look, and that's essentially, so what we have up here at the top, these are,
again.
Yeah, that's part of that's an offcut of this other piece of ply. So just setting it there again, Jimmy, just.
Yeah.
So the point you've made to me, real armchair-like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then we're on the third one, which is this one.
Right, so let me just have a...
That one is, there's going to be a double chair where somebody sits this way and somebody sits that way.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
But what happens is that this is like the prototype, this is the start. It needs to come in. But because we made it in trial and error, what we're going to do is we're going to put a thing in here between two people that they can sit and eat.
All right.
Because it's so wide.
Sure, yeah.
It's too wide.
Excellent. Just while I'm at it, Jimmy, just again, there's wonderful work going on here in Scioból, Navarre, the main shed here in Gaoth. So can you just show me this other one now then, right?
Well, this one, we don't have the scope to do it, but this actually lifts up.
So this, we've got a convertible
table
and two chairs. So what's the wood that's going into that, Jimmy?
That's old pallets.
So even the thicker ones are the thicker piece of pallets. Yeah.
Everything you see is pallets.
So I mean, just a commentary. I know this is. I think this is the 28th of August 2020, and I'm making this video, which I'll post on YouTube. Of we're in the middle of COVID in Ireland, as you can imagine, and this wonderful men's shed has, like most of the men's sheds in the country, been forced into isolation and shut down for a long period of time. And quite responsibly, the guys here, through their own plan, etc., put into place a good, responsible behaviour plan. But this shed has been transformed over the last 2 years by the voluntary work of the men in this shed, from just being a big empty building, a cold building that no one would come into, to being not only a warm, comfortable, welcoming place, but this is just an example of the creativity that's emerging from the fact that the facility is here. And we're living in a world like, I'm saying this having lodged this a very frustrated response to the supposed funding providers for providing for these voluntary initiatives in Ireland. And just to point out that, you know, in a period where a lot of older people are going to suffer enormous mental exhaustion and isolation from not being able to do anything, you have this incredible creativity emerging.
This is made from pallets.
So here's our pharaoh-like snake. That is it. He's actually manufactured from pallets as well. He's incredible. So just to say that Jimmy here is working on a plan. So instead of the tongue, this guy's going to have lights coming out of his face and coming up his bum, as you can see at the bottom. But while we're at that, I've had the opportunity to do this. I just want to take the opportunity of looking at this. So these are magnificent examples of wood turning that have been generated out of this wood lathe that the guys here bunched together, and we bought second hand off the Letterkenny men's shed. But JJ has, you know, really, he has skilled himself to do all this stuff. And look at, again, from our pallets, that pieces of wood taken out of pallets and glued together to create, that's what gives us the base unit to cut these fantastic curved surfaces
These are
from.
all pallets.
Look at these things here. So if anybody's out there who is in any way has the potential to influence the people who determine how Irish taxpayers' expenditure is spent and supposedly in support of, you know, voluntary initiatives within the community. I mean, this is what the men here in Gaoth have done themselves against the extremely frustrating work of paper filling of exercises. And when you go and look for money, you're told, oh, you don't comply with this and you don't comply and you don't comply with the other. So anyway, end of rant. Good luck, Jimmy.